the meeting here, session has a long history, and I was comparing this with the film Harry and Sally, the famous scene. All may be laughing so about it. And the first time I saw images of Bernard in a meeting in Vienna, some 2003, I told GE I want his machine in my place. They said, no, this is the same machine. I said, no way, these images cannot be done on a normal machine. Later on, I learned from him a lot of secrets, but then we realized that it's not worth to have such a good equipment if people cannot get the best out of it. So in many talks, you see images, and people say, this is not from this world, this is from another planet. And we decided, like on a DVD, when you have the behind the scenes or hidden scenes, you show you how, out of a normal volume, we work on the volumes. And we have here the recent software, and we'll share today some of the knowledge on this machine. But tomorrow we have part 2, where we'll be more discussing other topics or similar topics. But we'll not be repetitive tomorrow. It's a completely different one. So we hope we'll be not so nervous, and we'll go through our program. So have a nice time with us. So Bernard, let's start.
So let's start with this brain and just show us how you can, this is only multiplanar, and how to improve the quality of the picture and to obtain from this brain the visualization of the corpus callosum.
Yeah, well, in general, when we work on 3D, we assume always it is the surface rendering, but we'll start with the usual application, easily demonstrated on the corpus callosum. So you acquire a volume regularly, as you see here, and because these are images at the end which are reconstructed, and especially for the corpus callosum, you can see here the corpus callosum, we need a kind of filter to increase the image quality. So I use, in general, mainly the volume contrast imaging, the VCI. So I add VCI here. I prefer to have this kind of sepia color to know from my images if it's VCI or original plane. And then, as you see here, we see here the thickness. It is written as 2 millimeters, and you can decide to go. Oh, no, this button here. Thank you. So, and you change the thickness, and you see while I'm changing here, you see here the thickness changing, and so on. So it is a kind of a sum of all the details here, and the thicker it is, the more smoother it's going to be. So in general, I use 1 or 2. Sometimes for more structures, I use 3. What do you use? Which level? 2?
I use for the brain and the soft tissue always between 2 and 4 millimeter, and with the X-ray mode, because it is transparency mode, and we can see here on sub 3D, and it's X-ray, it was 80%, now I put it to 100%.
Okay, I'll show you a trick. No many people know very much on this button. Now, you see here it's a mix between 0 and 100%. You can change here to go down from 100 to so. But in general, if you want to be more rapid, you can touch the screen and it jumps to 50-50. And then you can start from there if you go less and more. Then we go now on the brain. I put first the dot. I choose which plane I want to move. The A plane. I find the dot there. I change the position of the dot to put it here on the carbon septipellucidi. I will try, well, it's already done here, but try to align this line with the horizontal line. So I will rotate in the Z plane like this. And you see in the lower part, in the C plane here, is the corpus callosum. And then I can still, if it's not very well seen, scroll from image to image. I can still decide to change the thickness here with 1 millimeter or more. And if you know that we are using not a middle way, but a sum of several planes, you will understand that the best view for corpus callosum is to acquire volume bright. Because if you put the sum of several images and you are already dark, you will not see anything. So before acquiring volume, if you want to use this technique, you need to take a bright volume that the sum of several planes will not be very, very dark. So this is a good secret. So, so this is the way I do it.
Yes, also I used this method a few years ago,
Yeah.
but now I prefer to use because on the system they...
I will stop. I do all the time like this.
Yeah. I prefer to use now the new SRI filter because now there are new SRI filters. So what I will do now, I remove the VCI. This is without VCI. That means we have no thickness of the section. And here you have volume SRI, and this is really important. And you just have to click on it, and you can see you don't have to use volume contrast imaging, but you use this SRI filter, and you choose. You have different level, and in this case, maybe the best is level 2 or level 3.
How do you choose? When
I just look at on the screen because sometimes 5 is better on some case, and it's not the best on other case. And here, if you choose 5, it's not so good, and so you just choose. And here, it's 1 or 2, it's the best. So you don't have to play with volume contrast imaging.
This can be of advantage if you are in very, very tiny structures like early gestation where a slice may be so close overlapping to different information from the images. So, yeah, let's say I try in general for the corpus callosum to get a direct view, but I use this occasionally. But for first semester brain, I use almost always multiplanar mode when I'm scanning transvaginally. Because if you scan transvaginally, there is zero chance to get reliably within few minutes a perfect view to demonstrate the intracranial translucency or the brain structure. So you will always struggling with the baby. So you magnify the image of the head, you acquire a volume as it is here, and then you told me number 4, we try number 4. So 4, 4. And then you look at the ABC planes, and again, I put the dot here. I go to the B plane. I adjust to have this view here and scroll. Yeah? And look at the A plane, scrolling again. And then I would like to find the intracranial translucency. I place the dot over here, and either I switch to the C plane and you see it, or I turn the volume until it rotates. So, and this is a simple way to demonstrate, and I can see really nicely here. This is the fourth ventricle, this is the corplex of the fourth ventricle, this is the fourth ventricle, this is where we measure. And so this is a good view of this region. But if you want to look at the other parts of the brain, you can go a little bit higher. You see the mesencephalon here, the aqueduct. You go a little bit higher to see the thalami, the fourth ventricle. The lateral ventricles, this is still between the third ventricle and the lateral ventricle as well. So you can go and scroll through the head. You can take tomographic imaging like this, and then switch from this plane, from this view to the B, to the C, and you have all images done this way. You have a case for me?
Yes, we can take...
Bernard wanted first that I showed the brain on this case, and I said, no, I want to have a normal one, because, so this is here, volume acquired, not an optimal view. So
I will do level 5. Okay.
So you see well, yeah. And then again, I place the dot somewhere I recognize. So take this here. What is the B? Okay, this is good. I will rotate the view to have it. What is gestation age here?
It was 12 weeks.
12 weeks. And by scrolling left and right, that you see here that the posterior part of the brain is abnormal. The brain stem is thickened. There is no intracranial translucency. And you see this is let's say, the direct volume and acquisition and demonstration, so you can believe what's going on. So actually, I would like also to see the same in an axial view to see if we see the images of the stuck. So you can scroll here and you see that all is shifted to the posterior part of the brain. So, but actually people are more interested in, let's go to something more funny, like the face. The face? Yes, the face.
So we will try the different random mode. First, when you have a face, you can move inside, you can rotate and see the different part of the face. But what we will demonstrate, it's especially the render mode. Render mode, you have to choose render. And this is a render mode. I will choose first classic surface mode. And the main problem when you start, it's the problem with this green line. And to know where you have to put this green line, you have to put this green line in the liquid part. But when you do the acquisition, don't put the green line close to the face. It's better to have a large volume, and after you move the box inside. So you can move the line here, and you can see the face. But also what you can do, you can edit this line, or you can do it automatically. Here, the name is Sono Render Live. You just have to click on it, and the computer will find exactly the correct position. This is really fast, and this is the result. And you can clean a little bit more if you use Magic Cut, and with a Magic Cut, you just have to rotate, and here we remove this part. Okay? So this is render mode with a sepia color. And what we use now, it's a HD Life. This is HD Life. I will go here, choose HD Life. But it's not really nice, not yet. You have to change some setting. First, you have to edit the shadow. Here you can see the shadow softness is 50%. If you click on it here, I will move to a little bit more than 100. And you change the position of the light.
And do you keep it by texture or is it softness? Because you have 100%.
Already it's 100% texture. And if I move here, you can move to 100% soft. It's softer. Yeah. And also really important for the face, if you use this system, the best setting for the volume SRI is level 4 because it's soft and it's this one. And you can zoom. And this is really clear.
Yeah, but the light here is on the tip of the nose and it's like a frontal light.
We can see where is exactly the position of the light. It's here. It's not exactly in the front. And we can...
The lower part on the right is the light.
This is the position of the light. And if you want to change it, you can... You just move the trackball and you can change.
There are two ways to change the position of the light. The one is you hit the button, edit light, and then by turning the scroll, it works. The other one, when you are rapidly working, you see the knob here is...
You click.
Here. Okay. Montez là sur l'écran. Look at here. We see that on this here, you see the light here, and this is this knob. No. So, and without going into the submenu, you hit the button light, and you can just go there. So, I do personally. I work most often on this here, and turn and return back. So, but when do you use the other one, Studio and so on? This is
This is HD Live, but there is a new one, the HD Live Studio. It's this one, And in this case, it's possible to have 3 light sources, but it's difficult to manage. But what I do, you can go on sub. You can have here
How do you choose,
different settings. Here, you have different settings. In this case, we have only 1 light. If you click on it, it's only 1 light. Here we have 3 sources. And what I do, I prefer to move. I take 3, and I will move. You can move only 1 light here.
You choose each light and you move separately.
But this is so difficult to do it in a routine examination. And the best is to move together, and you move all the light. And moving all the light source, you will find the correct one, the best one. And you have 8 different settings, so you
and
can
the lines
play.
Disappear or?
Yes, you can see the line here, and this is you can display position of the light, and here you remove it. So you can give a really nice picture, but it's a little bit difficult to use, and the best is to choose the preset with a 3 light source and move it together, and you will find the correct one. And we can add the fluid effect here. If you click on it, you can give a fluid effect around the fetus.
I use exactly this one in first trimester. When I see the embryo, I remove everything around, and you have the embryo alone, without cavity, without anything. It looks very nice. I rarely use it for the face, but sometimes if you have time, you can work on this. So,
and this is a trick. I just want to show you, this is easy to do, how to obtain the profile of a fetus when you have a nice 3D. The first idea is to use a magic cut and to cut around the profile, but this is really difficult. The best is to use magic cut, rotate, and you take this en face view, and we will remove half of the face. So for it, I will choose box inside, and here we remove this part. That means now, when we rotate the face, you can see a nice profile. So it's really easy to do. So when you have such a picture, it's not because you have lots of amniotic fluid on the back, it's only because we cut half of the face.
When do you use silhouette, actually?
But silhouette, I have, not in this case, but in the first trimester, it's really helpful because it's you can see exactly where you can use magic cut, but you will do it. We will take first trimester. Where? So do it.
So this is the first trimester volume. First of all, I want to emphasize that try always to have a large volume. And especially if you are want to be close to the fetus, you may push a little bit here, and the uterine wall may touch some of the limbs, and it's really difficult to remove. So before you acquire volume, let's say try to draw away the transducer, and then have a large volume. And before you store the view, see if the whole fetus and even the posterior aspect of the uterus are inside this box. So sometimes, even if you have an early gestation, you can see the fetus from the other side, which makes sense. So hitting the button, random mode. Okay, we have already. So this one here. So, and then you see the box is large. There is one way to work on a volume. That means you go, and if you are like this, you start to make a magic cut. But sometimes it's difficult because you may cut part of the arm or of the body and so on. And so the way I learned from Bernard and one of these meetings, return back to the initial, oh my God. So is this way. We go for HD Life, which is this one here. And I reduce the transparency and shadow higher and augment the silhouette until I see everything almost transparent. It is transparent, but there is still the placenta or the uterus in front of the fetus. And then I fix the region of interest and turn, and I see everything I want to remove. So I just start removing part 1, like this. Turn, remove part 2. Remove part 3. Because I see exactly where are the structures disturbing me. And here, everything is well recognizable. So, and now, and the patient has not seen anything. Now you return back from silhouette to almost 0. And then and augment here, the gain. So this is how I do it. So, and then again the light. And then sometimes you can add some silhouette if you want to have it softer, but I think this is enough. So now the lady is crying because it's so nice. Sometimes they say, is it really my baby? He said, do you think I spent 2 minutes working on an image I have? I can give you a picture, but this is your baby now, so. Okay.
Okay, so this is one use of the silhouette, but at the beginning, the silhouette was the best tool to see the liquid part inside the fetus or embryo.
The brain and so on.
What I will choose an embryo. It's first a triplet pregnancy because it's easy to understand. This is a triplet pregnancy.
How do you know? Oh,
Because
it will be quadruplet.
yeah, okay, and this is with HD Life. And now what I will do only I increase the value of the silhouette, and you can see with transparency the 3 gestational sac, so I fixed. So this for me was the first use of the silhouette. It was easy to see the different liquid part. And I did it also on an embryo. This is an embryo at 8 weeks of pregnancy. So this is really small. That means the size of the embryo is only 15 millimeters. But you will see what we can do. And we can demonstrate the developing brain and especially the different liquid parts. So first what I do, I put the head exactly inside the box, and I will choose HD Life. And this is the head of the embryo. I will put it here.
Where is the head of the embryo?
Here. It's not so clear, but because I want to use, you will see it. Now, reduce the transparency, and this is a silhouette. And with the silhouette, you have also to play with the gain. And in such a case, I prefer to use number 1 or number 2, volume SRI. And this is the brain of the embryo with transparency. You can see the anterior part with the 2 lateral ventricules, and the posterior part, which is the biggest one, it's rhombencephalon.
But we see here clearly the, show me from the front, the 2
Yes.
ventricles. So this is now, which gestational age?
It's 8 weeks of pregnancy.
So in theoretically, in case of holoprosencephaly, you see here the 1.
Yes, only 1. And what you can see here, because I saw some paper with it, this is not liquid inside the brain, it's a pericerebral space. Okay? And what we can do...
Because, sorry, you may think this could be the lateral ventricles, but these are here.
Yeah.
And
it's developed, only the anterior part is developed at this stage.
The connection here are the foramen of Monroe, and this is the 3rd ventricle. This is the isthmus, and this here, we don't see it now. This is the connection to the rhombocephalon and
So
ventricle.
what I will do now, I will...
But you know,
Yes, but I can improve it because
Yeah,
I
but-
always play with a different setting, you will see. What I will do now, I will reduce the threshold and reduce
so wait,
again.
wait. You reduce the threshold. And
Yes.
What is the, okay?
It's like it. And now we move inside.
And the transparency is also reduced. Okay.
And what we can see, we move inside the ventricle and you can see
Okay.
the different part. And I have to increase the contrast, reduce the brightness. So this is a view of the different parts. And again, we can turn. And
And you play with the gain or what have you done?
yes, I
Gain?
play with the gain, always. Play with the gain.
Oh, this is good. And then you.
And now I scroll inside.
Oh, wow.
This is a zoom, and this is a scrolling button here. And you go to the diencephalon
So that
and
means-
the posterior.
They
The-
are not transparent anymore, but you see the.
Yeah.
Show me the
Okay, but this we can do it on the brain.
It's on the brain.
No, but on the this is the early brain. But you will do it.
Oh my God.
You will do it step by step. This is the
On the
brain. Try to do it.
Uh,
First, click on render.
Render. Don't say on the microphone. Tell me so I can show that I can do it. So, okay. Render mode. Okay, first of all, and then.
Maybe we will
wait,
increase the size of the
rotate
box.
The Z to have a view from the up. Okay, and then you said threshold lower.
Yes,
Lower.
reduce completely the...
zero.
yes.
No threshold.
And silhouette,
Transparent.
reduce it.
Reduce that.
Silhouette,
Silhouette.
increase it
How much? High.
to max. We will
Maximum.
try with the maximum.
Is 100 maximum?
Yes,
And you were saying you play with the gain. So
yes.
Oh,
And now what you can do, just scroll inside. You heard the wow effect?
this is for you, not for me.
You did it.
Okay, and I play with the gain. Okay.
And also we can change the position of the light here.
And then what I would like to is to rotate and to enter the brain from the front or from posterior. So this would be great if you have a case with engines of corpus callosum with colpocephaly and so on.
Yes, tomorrow.
Now we'll have an advertisement for a Pepsi, and then tomorrow the next. Okay, so yeah, interesting. Okay,
So this the silhouette is good for the liquid part, but also we can use it for the bones. At the beginning, it was really difficult to understand how to use it with the bones, and I choose only one case here. And this is a posterior view of the skull here. If you want to look at the skull and the skeleton, what you will use, the first you have to use, it's easy, the maximum mode. This is the maximum mode. With the maximum mode, you can see the occipital bone and all the different parts. But
I use this way. Okay,
yes,
enough, yeah.
but here it's with HD Life. And I will do also 100%
Show me on the silhouette. Okay.
silhouette, 100%.
And the threshold.
Reduce
Okay.
transparency
Okay.
and threshold to 0.
Okay.
And I have to reduce the gain. And this is, you reduce the gain. And when you reduce the gain, you saw it's only just some click on different button, and you can see the different part with the occipital bone, the axis, the atlas is here, and the, what is the name in English? Semicircular channels. So,
Wonderful, so beautiful.
yeah.
I think it's better to see it on the true spine. This is what we do. Show me the difference on a normal spine in comparison to the classical maximal mode?
This is a spine with a maximum mode.
Okay.
And I switch to, but do it.
Okay.
Do it.
You switch to texture? So
Yes.
I never use texture. I use either 50-50 or
Yes.
more smooth.
Use it.
Okay.
And put the silhouette to the maximum.
Okay. Silhouette to 100. Okay.
Reduce the transparency.
Less and more gain, probably.
And reduce threshold
Oh, yeah.
to 0.
Okay.
And now reduce the gain. No, threshold to 0.
0, okay.
0. And you reduce the gain completely. More. Completely reduce.
He got an applause for this. But how did you discover this? I would have stopped if I was playing with the knobs. I would have stopped. He said, there's no way to work on it. So.
Because when I use the system, I always, because the engineer told me you have to rotate the button that way, but I always do on the other way because I want to try what's happened. And here, a last one, this is the abdomen. And this, we will choose a view from the upper part of the abdomen with the heart. Yeah. We'll reduce the size of the box. And we will do same. I will use HD Life. And reduce transparency.
0 transparency, 0 threshold, high silhouette, 0 gain.
Okay.
0 gain, 0 gray, 0 transparency.
And what I have to do also is to increase the contrast and reduce the brightness. And shadow to 100.
Wow.
And now we move. We can see the heart.
Turn.
Yes. Okay.
So now we are in the view of the upper thorax. Go to the heart, please. Floor chamber view.
This is the heart. And if you increase when you play with the gain, and the best also is to use the volume SRI to level 1. And here. This is the heart. And you can see the aorta, stomach.
Portal vein system. But you know, in this case, because I'm not sure that everyone will see what we are looking for, I will not choose that such a large box. So I will take the B plane here and make the box. Sorry.
And this is increase again.
The light position somewhere else. And then you can take this slice and scroll from the heart to the stomach. But this here is probably 30 weeks, because such 2D image of the portal sinus is so difficult to get. In general, I use color for this.
Maybe it was second. If you want to know it, it's easy to do it with init and to do some measurement. Yes, it was 25 weeks.
So great. What
So
do you take now? A heart?
a heart. Okay. Just show what tool you are using on this normal heart.
Okay. So for the heart, when I acquire a stick, I will always first have a look to the B plane to see if there are no artifacts. And if we have enough space in the abdomen and the upper thorax. What you see here is the time is 10 seconds. The angle here is, in general, I take 10 and 25, so 25 degrees. And the acquisition plane is slightly higher than the four-chamber view. And then, before I start looking to the heart, I reduce the speed here. to 50% so you can have quite the image. Of course, you can use multiplanar and tomographic mode, but many people are asking me, how do we do the surface of the heart inside? The secret is simple. You hit the button random mode first. And then the green line is from the up. I will not rotate the volume as we did now for the thorax. I will always try to look at the heart from up to down. So this line should be green and not this one. So we go to the second page, sub 4D, render direction up, down. And then you have different one. The front to back is the correct one. And then there are two ways. Either in the volume, in the B plane, you make the box narrow until you place in the heart here. Did you see the quality? But in everyday's life, sometimes it's even easier if you go like this and you scroll simply with this button here through the volume to see if the volume is good enough. Of course, it's good enough because I selected this one for the this one out of 100 volumes I acquired. No, it's not right. So anyway, this is an acceptable volume, but sometimes you want, you are not at the level of the four-chamber view, you can still see some aorta and so on. In these cases, what I do is this way. So I go again in the... So we go back to this box, and you don't see here. Tu peux montrer ici? Là, mon doigt. Look at here. This is written curve. So I go here in this button, and then I hit this button, and then it appears the knob of the curve. Because I'm now in the B plane, I move it this way until I get under the aorta. Oops, so, and confirm. So, and then the lower part is like this. And then I check until I get a good view, so this is not bad, and then we activate. And then you can now play with light. You can go for HD life with different colors here. This is 110 to 90%, so we do 50-50. We augment the shadow, transparency, and the light effect. And then, now show me your trick. So again, you go for
yes, but I don't know if it will work, but we will try. First, silhouette, we put it to 100%, reduce transparency,
okay,
and
gray to 0.
Threshold.
It should work.
Yes, it's nice.
So, and then, thank you.
Oh, we can see the two atria, pulmonary vein.
And then
the aorta and the pulmonary artery. So play with it.
But you did something different with the gray. What is this?
Yes, it's brightness. It's better to have more contrast. That means you increase the contrast and you reduce the light.
And if I choose to inversion mode,
and this silhouette was not
maximum
to the maximum, and this is with the maximum.
And if we choose here, wow. You see, now I'm moving into the inferior vena cava.
And you can see the aorta here. Aorta, vena cava.
Like a fish saying hello, hello, hello. So, and if we do inversion mode, does it work? But wait, sorry. If we want to use the inversion mode, of course, the vessels should be inside the box. So we will
change the line.
The line again.
Curve, and you can reset it.
No, reset, okay. Or do like this. 5 minutes ou bien
5 minutes. Tu fais la couleur et le radiant après.
So this like this, and then inversion mode is which button? Second page. You see here inversion mode. And we are back to the rule. So again, texture life, smooth,
Silhouette.
silhouette.
And change the light. But we can see the pulmonary artery over the aorta.
But you know, if you want to see the great vessels, I will always go for color Doppler. So color Doppler is easier than to play this to see the great vessels. So here there is no secret except on having a good color preset before starting. So I will show you the 2-3 tricks we do for random mode. We hit first the button of random mode. And I will go for the second page. This was in the past, but today we will use rather the HD Life with the glass body. And this is already now prepared. So what I do, I choose first another gray color. What is here? Skin. So let's say this one. So look at what I will show you now. I choose to remove all the color information, and I'm scrolling through the volume to demonstrate here the 4-chamber view. This is the 4-chamber with color information but not seen. And look at the button here. It is called mix of color flow mapping to grayscale. So it is 0 to 100%. Hit here. You have color coming 50-50. And then if I go higher, it will still be hiding somewhere in the volume. And if you want to see all, you add color here to 100%, and the vessels are appearing. Another way is what I learned from Bernard many years ago is to cut the upper part.
Yes, but maybe we will show it tomorrow. But this, if we want to work with the heart, we have to do a stick, and it's quite long. Yeah. But now there is a new mode on the system.
Wait. This image is only possible today with a volume of color Doppler and so on. But this is so nice, and I wish I will have it on everyday's work, but it's time-consuming to have a volume acquisition. And there is a new software in the system, and this will be for tomorrow. We'll show you now as an appetizer how it looks.
Okay.
So this now is a video clip of an abdomen examined with a 2D probe. This is the new 2D probe here available. You see it here, the new one? Very nice and very nice image in combination with color Doppler. But if I want to see the colors on 3D, it would be also nice, but I would need to change the transducer, acquire a volume. And we can use it nicely if we use the magic button called Radiant Flow. See it? Look now the difference. This is the new color on the system. This is a 2D color without a volume acquisition. You can use as a routine. And tomorrow we'll show you other examples. But see, for example, a heart at 22 weeks, how it looks like today. So we'll see that tomorrow. And what will you are going to show tomorrow? Something.
And what we will show you tomorrow also, it's
something very new.
I will take.
This was the wish of Bernard for years. Look at now carefully what happens.
This is a face, and when you want to play with a face, you have to play with all the buttons. It's not easy to move. But what you can do now, touch, and now this is a touch panel, and you can move it, you can rotate, you can do all with the fingers, and if you want to use Magic Cut, you can use here with your finger. It's more easy to do it, but also you can do it with a pencil, and you can remove here this part, and you have different presets. You can click on the different preset. That means you can do all with a finger. You don't have to play with all these buttons. So this is one part, and also tomorrow I will show you from here. You can export when you have a nice view of the baby here. You can export, and when you export, you can export a picture, you can export raw data, but also you can see here, you can export 3D object. That means with high quality, with texture, and you can export and you can open on any computer with 3D software, and after you can print it. So it's really easy. Before it was difficult to translate the volume into a printable format. Now it's easy. You just have, when you do it, you just have to wait. It will take approximately 10 to 15 seconds to export, and it's okay. So
you will tomorrow.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed. So have a nice afternoon. Thanks.